I want to thank you so much for staying up with us on this Monday. As we get started, the world once again is talking about Georgia. I'm George ESTEVEZ.
I'm Jovita Moore. A few weeks ago, the coronavirus put Georgia in the national spotlight when local businesses started to reopen. Well, now, Ahmaud Arbery's death has people talking about Georgia for another reason.
Yes, something new on this investigation we just got actually a few minutes ago. The newly released GBI autopsy results came out tonight, so here they are. Investigators found Ahmaud was shot 3 times. This video shows a struggle. 1 bullet grazed his wrist, and the other 2 shots hit him in the chest. And as a routine check, drugs, alcohol not found in his system. So we're giving you some perspective tonight on this video from the person who owns the house, which is under construction. It shows Ahmaud inside the house, which is located on the street where he was killed. You see, he walks inside, he looks around before leaving.
And more on that in just a moment. But first, we want you to hear what the president said this afternoon when asked about Arbery's death.
I think it's a horrible thing. Now, with that being said, as you know, they're studying the case very carefully. They're interviewing everybody involved, and we'll see what happens.
To give you a broader view of this Georgia story that's grabbing headlines across the country, Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Brunswick tonight.
Yes, and Tom, you found out the guy who owns that house that we saw in that video has been getting death threats.
That's right, George. The Buckhead attorney for the man who owns that home says the shooting has made life dangerous for him and his family. They've been getting threats. That's even though they had nothing to do with what happened before or after the shooting. This case has captivated the nation.
It's shocking to me that this still happens.
It is a controversial case that has people meditating at the site where 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery lost his life. One woman from Jacksonville drove here to leave a poster with a message for the masses.
It says that the color of your skin is not grounds for suspicion.
There was plenty of suspicion when Arbery visited the Satilla Shores community in February. His family says he was there jogging. Neighbors say he was up to no good. Channel 2 Action News obtained this video that shows Arbery inside a home under construction.
It has been really, really hard and devastating for his family.
The attorney for the homeowner, Larry English, says he wasn't anywhere near the scene that day. He installed a motion sensor in the home. English is a beekeeper and was focused on that the day of the shooting.
He had honey all over his hands when he got the alert.
It was 20 minutes later when he called a neighbor.
He called and said, hey, I got a video alert. It looks like somebody's in the house. Should I call the police?
That's when the neighbor delivered the bad news.
Then he said, well, the person's dead. He's been killed. And at that point, that was the first time my client had ever heard of Mr. Arbery.
Video shows Arbery running from the home. A neighbor watches and is on the phone. Video then shows a white truck headed in Arbery's direction. Gregory McMichael and his son Travis began pursuing Arbery, according to police. They believed Arbery burglarized the home, but the attorney says her client told her nothing was taken.
He didn't say robbery, he didn't say burglary, nothing had been taken.
The GBI says the McMichaels caught up to Arbery. Arbery and Travis McMichael struggled over McMichael's gun. Gregory McMichael had a weapon as well. Shots are fired. Arbery is killed. Initially, no charges were filed. That frustrated Arbery's mother.
At one point in the beginning, I didn't have any hope that anything would ever be done.
Then she and civil rights groups began demanding answers. Initially, DA Jackie Johnson recused herself since the elder McMichael worked as an investigator in her office. DA George Barnhill got the case, but he recused himself because his son used to work with the elder McMichael. DA Tom Durden then got the case, but said he didn't have the resources to tackle it. Then this video was released to the public and it went viral. 2 months later, the GBI stepped in to investigate. 2 days later, they arrested the father and son on murder charges. It was a relief to Arbery's mother.
It makes me feel good.
Attorney General Chris CARR didn't feel good about how the case unfolded. He has now appointed Cobb County DA Joyette Holmes as special prosecutor.
The reason we selected the Cobb District Attorney's Office is the resources that they have available the experience and the expertise and the professionalism.
CARR likes that Holmes has been a prosecutor, a defense attorney, and a judge. He also has asked the Department of Justice to investigate how the case was handled.
From my perspective, it is to make sure that we look at this from all angles, make sure that the law was followed, to make sure that we know the facts.
Arbery's mother had felt justice might escape her and her family. She now has a different outlook.
Now I have a sense of hope.
All right, let's go to Tom Jones live now tonight in Brunswick. And Tom, you know, it got me thinking here. Tell us more about the house that was being built. This was supposed to be, as I was reading here, Mr. English's dream home.
That's right, George. It was, it's on the lake, and Mr. English has a medical condition. It was supposed to be a place for him and his family to relax. Now, of course, it is a horrible reminder of what happened. By the way, the English family does not condone what happened, and they say Mr. Arbery is a victim. We're live in Glynn County in Brunswick. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
Of course, that family affected the most, but so many people, Tom, as we discussed, affected by this video, and more details to come. Thank you so much.